2025 was weird for me. Even though a lot of good games came out, I haven't finished as many of them like I did last year. I still play quite a lot, probably every major release, and I enjoyed my time, but I dropped out more often than not. This has probably to do with the overall length of games increasing, but also because there's so much coming out and not everything has the power to fully grip me and hold my attention for too long. That's why I wanted to reflect on the games that actually did hold my attention and pulled me in and surprised me with their insane quality, or because I never thought I would enjoy them as much as I did. What's up, friends? My name is Potato, and this is my top 10 games that surprised me this year. This patch is one of those games that just pop out of nowhere and take the gaming community by storm. I was not aware of this releasing, but I saw it everywhere and I decided to give it a shot. A Telltale-like adventure with incredible animations and insane voice talent from Aaron Paul, the Critical Role people, to YouTube greats like Ilana Pierce, Moist Critical and Jacksepticeye. It intrigued me from the get-go. It released in episodes, which is kind of a bummer for many, but I bought it at a time where almost all episodes were available and enjoyed this episodic format a great deal. It's like watching a really good Netflix show, and it's definitely rated M for mature. The gameplay is spread very thin, like you would expect from a Telltale game, but what matters are all the choices and consequences. Love it, fully recommend it. It really surprised me, and I'm so glad I played through it. This patch is available for PS5 and PC, and you can play it and should play it right now. I still remember vividly how much fun I had with It Takes Two, a game that was truly made with co-op in mind. It was such an inventive and beautiful game, but I have to say that Split Fiction, the follow-up from Hazelight Studios, might take the co-op crown from me. I played through the whole game with my daughter, and it was such an amazing experience. The story revolving around two young women who want to become writers in two different genres, science fiction and fantasy, who get sucked into their own creations by some twisted corporate machine. It was such a super interesting hook. What followed was an interesting and stunning adventure through all sorts of, well, sci-fi and fantasy tropes, with one of the, if not the best co-op gameplay on the market. The sheer amount of ideas and gameplay alterations that force you to cooperate with your co-op partner is staggering. If you haven't tried this game, I urge you to find someone to play it with and buckle up for one of the most interesting rides of this year. I can't wait what these guys are cooking up next, but we will be there day one, that's for sure. Split Fiction is out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch 2 and PC. Borderlands 4 is interesting. See, I played every Borderlands game, not to completion, and most of the time not even for the end game, but I had fun with it. Seeing the first trailers, I was not particularly hyped about this one, but I decided to get it anyways because I have a problem and I was in the mood for a looter, and Borderlands basically is the granddaddy of looter shooters. And what can I say? I think I put over 30 hours in the game in just a couple of days. Besides the performance, this game has a lot going for it and might even be the best, most mechanical sound Borderlands yet. The world is beautiful, there's so much stuff to do, the classes are cool, and the looting and shooting feels peak thanks to new movement mechanics like a grappling hook, for example. The story matured quite a bit while still maintaining the typical Borderlands humor. Overall, a very worthwhile package to get, whether you are a fan or a complete newcomer. Borderlands 4 can be played on PS5, Xbox Series X and S and PC, with a Nintendo Switch 2 version on the horizon. Full disclosure here, I've never played a Luminous game before, heck I never even heard about it. But I did hear about Tetris Effect and I was always eyeballing this from the sidelines. When Luminous Arise popped up in all of my feeds, I was really curious and decided to take the plunge, and man, I'm glad I did. Luminous, which was originally a PSP game that was very much inspired by Tetris, funny enough, now got the Tetris Effect treatment with Arise. meaning banger music, sound effects, visual effects, and full VR support. There's a whole concept called synesthesia the devs are going for, which is a perceptual phenomenon where one sense is triggered when another is stimulated, causing a crossing of the senses, such as hearing colors, tasting words, or seeing sounds that you really have to experience for yourself to understand. It took me some time to get my head around the puzzle aspect because you're thinking in squares in this one and how to succeed in this game, but luckily there are so many settings and modes to teach you how to get better. It's a phenomenal game that I fully recommend to everyone who just wants to chill and vibe out with a nice, satisfying puzzle game. Luminous Arise is available for PS5 and PC and has VR support for both platforms. Soulframe is the new game from Digital Extremes, the devs behind Warframe. It's still in active development and it has been for some time, but you are now able to purchase Founders Packs and get early access to it. You can try it out and you can help shape the game with your feedback. I love Warframe, even though I'm not a hardcore player. I love these devs ever since I heard an interview with the community managers over at SkillUp's channel. It's a passionate team, and Warframe itself, in my opinion, is still one of the best free-to-play titles out there. The gameplay is incredible fun, and the pricing model is totally fair. And there's so much content. Soulframe is very similar in that regard, but totally different in vibe and style, and I'm all for it. It's mysterious, it looks drop-dead gorgeous, and it's super fun to play. Since it's still in active development, a lot of things are bound to be changed, and I'm of course aware of that, but I really was surprised by this game. I was invested in the world and lore basically from the get-go. I was super confused but simultaneously intrigued about what's happening on screen. I just wanted to explore, and yeah, right now I can fully recommend it. I even gave away my 2 friend keys over on Discord, so just a reminder, hop on for giveaways like that or just news and friendly conversation. The link is in the description below. Soulframe right now is available only on PC, but will be ported to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, and at this point it will be free to play like Warframe. When I first saw gameplay of Ball Pit, I was mildly curious. It was obviously influenced by classics like Ball Breaker and it looked weird to me, but from experience I knew that roguelike games that use old classics as kind of a blueprint for their gameplay often go gangbusters. I mean, it makes sense. Take something that worked very well in the past and give it a new touch, expand the mechanics and make it widely replayable. So I gave it a shot through Game Pass and here we are. Ball Pit is phenomenal. I played it for 3 hours, then I bought it on Steam and dumped easily 12 more into it, and I will continue to do so on a regular basis. From the base building to the ball breaker-esque gameplay to all the different modifiers and unlockable players that on their own change up the gameplay widely in some cases, there's so much to love here. It's addictive, it has incredible progression systems, and most of all, it's so much fun. I streamed it, and it is a reoccurring roguelike in my One More Run series, links in the description below, because it is truly one of the best roguelikes that I have ever played. Now I'm waiting for a game that takes the mechanics of Pac-Man and makes a roguelike out of it. Ball Pit is available for Nintendo Switch, PS5 and PC. I have never played Inazuma 11 and I also have never heard about these games, but they were everywhere in my feed and again, I was immediately captivated, probably because I have a problem. Now, in all seriousness, it ticks a lot of boxes for me, honestly. It's a JRPG with phenomenal animations made by MAPPA, and they did stuff like Attack on Titan and Chainsaw Man, for example, which is incredible. And it is mixed with soccer. And well, soccer was a surprise for me because I did play soccer for over 10 years when I was very young, but this was over 18 years ago, and nowadays I couldn't care less about the sport. But I also watched a lot of kickers when I was young, and for some reason I could not resist the pull from this game. So I bought it, and again, I'm so glad I did, because this game is absolute peak. The animations, the story, the drama, and even soccer has me so excited. I can't explain it, but I'm in love with this game, and if what I said ticked the box for you as well, I'd recommend you look into it. It's a gem, and gamers around the world seem to agree with me here. At the time of writing, Inazuma 11 Victory Road sits at 95% overwhelmingly positive on Steam, with over 1300 reviews counted. You can get Inazuma 11 Victory Road on all major platforms, and you might want to look into it. It's incredible. I know, Metroid Prime 4 is kind of polarizing right now, but I don't want to focus on that. For me, it's still Metroid. One of the franchises that I always get excited about, like Resident Evil, Zelda, or Final Fantasy. And this time it was no different. I anticipated the release, it arrived a day late, which was painful. And when I first booted it up, I felt something that is really rare these days for me. And it's even hard to describe. It felt like pure joy, excitement, and appreciation. I even stopped playing after 2 hours, not because it was not good, but because I wanted to pace myself, not to gobble up too much of the game at once. Does anyone else know this feeling, or am I just weird? If so, please let me know in the comments. I would really like to know. So it's fair to say Metroid Prime 4 is exactly what I wanted. It's familiar yet different. And I really don't mind the sidekicks and comic relief that pops up from time to time. It's still the same Prime I played on my GameCube, but with impressive visuals and a completely new world to explore. For me, Nintendo has done it again and brought childhood excitement for a video game into my living room, and I couldn't be happier. And it does help that it's also the best looking Nintendo Switch 2 game that has released since the release of the system. Metroid Prime 4 is available exclusively for Nintendo Switch 1 and 2. Arc Raiders really surprised me. Not just because it's an extraction shooter, which I normally don't play, but because how insanely competent this game is. The visuals, the performance, the sound, the enemy AI, holy shit, everything feels polished and thoughtfully put together. It just works.
All of this just works.
The world is gorgeous, varied, and every map is a joy to explore, and so distinct too. For every vibe you might want, there is a map that might fit. And if not, there are night raids or a weather system, by the way, with awesome rain effects, and other custom modifiers like lightning storms that might do the trick for you. The progression is addictive and meaningful, and the community is fantastic. At least in solos where I'm playing. So yeah, the game has a lot to love, and it completely surprised me. Judging from the ever-growing player numbers on Steam, it likely also surprised you. If you want to know more about it, I have a full game showcase especially for solo players here on my channel. Link in the description below. Arc Raiders is available for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is one of those RPGs with the mechanics and level of immersion that can suck you in for a very long time, and it doesn't let go. After playing the first one right before the second one, the amount of improvements in game system, story and visual fidelity is ridiculous. This is a huge RPG with at least 100 hours of gameplay. It runs smooth as butter, it looks phenomenal, and it came out for $50 in a time where everyone was already charging $70 box prices. The story about Henry and Sir Hans, which is such a nice bromance, is so fucking good. So many twists and turns, so many interesting side quests and encounters, such a phenomenal world to explore, and so many immersive systems. It's incredible. It will certainly not be for everyone because it can be very unforgiving at times, and the whole medieval theme might not be everyone's cup of tea. But if you like the Elder Scrolls-like RPGs, where everything you do has consequences, that doesn't hold your hand, and probably has the most beautiful landscapes, most of all forests, that I have ever seen in a video game, you should try it. This is one of the best games that I have ever played, period. So it's also the game that surprised me the most this year. I cannot recommend this game enough. If you have the balls, if you have the time, go and play this game. You can do so on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And it does run on a Steam Deck, so it's very performant. Oh, I love this game so much.
Watch out, here we go. Henry, our hero Henry, the fellow who helps his fellow man. His fellow man.
But there you have it. This is my top 10 list of the games that surprised me the most this year. And now I want to hear from you guys. What games would you put on such a list? Which games did surprise you this year where you might not even thought they would? I'm really curious to hear them. Put them in the comment section below. But as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video, and I hope something amazing happens to you until we hear each other again. Thanks, and see you next time. Bye.